everybody, it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Contrast Plus painting tutorial, and today we are taking yet another trip to the Age of Darkness. Yes, we are painting the first traitors, the worst traitors, the word bearers. Maybe they're not the worst, or maybe they are, depends on your outlook on life. Anyway, we're going to jump in and we're going to start painting, and we're going to be using the new contrast paints and reformulated shades from Games Workshop, and they were very kind to send them to me nice and early to review and show you how to use them. And with all that out of the way, we're going to jump in. He's been primed in Grey Seer, and the first colour we're going to be using is an old contrast paint. It's an old favourite, but it's Flesh Tearers Red, and we're just going to start painting this over the top of our word bearer's armour. Now, the only place we're going to be ignoring in terms of armour for this guy is going to be the shoulders and the central part of his backpack, but otherwise the rest of it is all going to be Flesh Tearers Red. So with that Flesh Tearers Red applied to all of our armour, what we're going to do now is we're going to shade it. And the colour we're going to be using for this is Druchii Violet, the new reformulated shade. And we're just going to pick a place to start. I'm just going to start right here on the foot. I'm just going to get this all over the top of our Flesh Tearers Red. Now, this stuff does act like one of the new contrast paints, so you just want to be a little bit careful. Just watch for any dark pools. Just keep that paint moving. Like this. So with that done, we now got this nice purplish hue to all of the red, so it looks awesome. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to colour in the black details, and the colour we're going to be using for this is Black Legion. We're just going to be getting this all over the top of the shoulders, the backpack, and the soft joints in his armour, as well as the bolt gun casing. Just like this. So with that Black Legion applied, what we're then going to do is we're going to take some GARAGHAK'S Seer. I'm going to apply this to his leather details. So we've got the little holster, and the strap on the bolt gun. So with that done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some Guilliman Flesh. And we're now going to apply this over the top of our word bearer's face. Just want to load that brush up. I just want to paint this all over his visible skin. just like that. So with that done, what we're now going to do is we're just going to add a little bit more shading before we do any of the metallics. And, well, the colour we're going to be using is Berserker Bloodshade. It's one of the new shades from Games Workshop. And we're going to be using this on his face and over his black armour, but only the black armour. So we just want to get this all over the face, like that. And then similarly over the top of the black armour. Just like that. So with that done, it is still drying at the moment, but that's okay, because what we're going to do now is going to move on. We're going to paint in all of the metallics using some thinned down Iron Warriors. So with that done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some Targor Rageshade, and we're going to use this to shade all of the metallics. So with that done, our word bearer is now at what I would call a Warhipster battle ready. He's looking pretty awesome. However, what we're going to do is we're going to take him to the next level. And before we do any highlights, what we are going to do is we're going to add a little bit of freehand. So we're going to add some chaotic runes here and there around the armor. And the color we're going to be using for this is Black Legion. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to very carefully, I'm going to start by drawing like kind of like a semicircle that comes around here. Like that. I'm going to draw another one. Just underneath it. Like so. And then above it, we're going to draw kind of like some little kind of R's and things. We just want to do these kind of little sort of patterns. Just going to widen out that line underneath there a little bit. Just like this. We just want to do as many or as few of those as you like. So you can do some down here, some on this leg, could do a couple on the arm, for example, if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you. So with that done, I haven't gone too overboard here, I'm just on a couple. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to add some highlights to those runes. So, and to the rest of the armor. And the color we're going to be using for this is Wazdakka Red. And what we're going to do is we're just going to start picking out all of the edges around the armor, like that. What we're also going to do is just around our free hand is also add a little highlight as well to make it look like these patterns have been carved into the armor. Just like this. So with that Wazdakka Red applied to all of those edges and those runes and things highlighted, what we're going to do now is we're going to take some Cadian Fleshtone. I'm going to use this to do two things. Firstly, what we're going to do is we're going to use this to pick out any little sharp corners in the armor as our little spot highlight. Like that. And like that. Just giving that armor that appearance of having a little bit of shine. What we're also going to do with the Cadian Fleshtone is going to use this to now pick out the features on his face. So with that done, we've started on the face, so we might as well finish it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some things down Kislev Flesh. I'm going to use this as a little spot highlight on the sharpest features. Of his face. So with that done, what we're then going to do is we're going to take some black Templar. I'm going to apply this over the little service stud just up here. Like that. We're also going to apply this over the top of our word bearer's eyeballs. So with that black Templar now applied, what we want to do is we want to take teeny tiny amounts of Screaming Skull. And we want to use this on his teeth. Like that. And we also want to add a little dot in either corner of the eyeball. Just like this. So with that done, the face is now finished. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on. We're going to start highlighting all of the black details. And the colours we're going to be using for this first is Skavenblight Dinge. We're going to be doing all of the black details here, including the armour and the bolt gun. Just like this. So with that done, just to finish off these black areas, what we're then going to do is we're going to take a tiny amount of Stormvermin Fur. We're just going to apply that to the sharpest corners on the model. Just like this. So with that done, we've just got one final thing left to do on our word bearer, and that is to highlight all of the silver. And the colour we're going to be using for that is Ironbreaker.
And so our word bearer's Space Marine is now finished. I've never painted a word bearer in my life. I was always mad at them. Especially mad at Lorgar. But do you know what? I shouldn't have been, because this was a lot of fun to do. Especially having all of those chaos runes on the legs. I didn't go overboard here. I thought it would be cool to have him sort of quite a junior member. He isn't fully committed to the core. Well, he has, but, you know, hasn't been blessed enough, I should say. But yeah, ultimately, lots and lots of fun to do. If you enjoyed this video, you love the channel, and you want to support me further like these legends and bosses on the screen before you, you can do so. Head to patreon.com/Warhipster or head to ko-fi.com/Warhipster. Alternatively, you can now become a YouTube channel member by heading to the channel page and clicking on the join button just here, exactly like these awesome folks have done. And if you just want to shoot me a little thanks just because you really love this video, you can click on the thanks button just below this video. Don't forget to share it, like it, comment on it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And to make sure you stay up to date, don't forget to click the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Happy wargaming.